Hey, Kristen here with Todd of Buckcherry, backstage at Carolina Rebellion on the bus on this rainy day. How are you?
Yeah, just staying dry, watching the Talladega race. Um, you know, it's gonna be a fun one. I think, despite the weather, we should have some fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what do you guys prefer between these big festivals versus smaller club shows? I'm sure it's a different vibe.
It's always the same for us. When we go on stage, it's just we just want to give everybody their money's worth and have a good time.
You guys always succeed with that. So, absolutely amazing performances. Like, I think everyone needs to catch you guys in the live environment. It's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are currently touring behind Confessions, and how happy are you with the album's performance so far? It seems like everything's been incredibly positive.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite record by far out of the Buckcherry records. I think it's a very personal record for me, and we had a lot of fun making it, and the songs are really great. They're a lot of fun to perform live, and everybody loves the record. So that's all you want.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, is it hard for you with so much honesty put forth within your song lyrics? Is it hard for you to put so much of yourself out there?
No, because I've been doing that every Buckcherry record, so I feel like that's the only way to go, really. I feel like at the end of the day, that's your legacy, that's your mark, and when I'm gone, hopefully it'll inspire somebody else.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it can be just as therapeutic for the artist as it can be for the listener. I think everyone takes something different away from it. What I love so much about Confessions is it showcases kind of your aggression and your vulnerable side. Like how, what was the recording process like with that?
That's exactly what it was like. It was very emotional, at times, and like songs like Sloth and stuff like that. It was hard for me to get through. But, at the end of the day, it's about great songs. That's what you want. So when I hear that song back, it just captured everything that I wanted to express, and like songs like Greed and Nothing Left But Tears, those are great tracks.
Absolutely. Is it, how do you think that the album defines the evolution of the band to this point?
I think, we all really like being around each other, and we like
That's
being...
a plus.
Yeah, we like being in Buckcherry, and that's how you make great records. And I really am proud of every record we've made, and it's all about staying consistent and staying in the game, and kind of dealing with the peaks and the valleys of your career, and just keep showing up. That's our philosophy.
So, for you personally, do you have one of those pivotal music moments that occurred in your life that made you decide you wanted to pursue it for a career?
Yeah, I did. I grew up in Southern California, so when I was really young, I wanted to be a professional surfer, and that's what I did like every day for a while. And then this kid at my school is a drummer, and he just said, "Hey, we got this band, and we need a singer." And I wasn't even a singer, so. But for some reason, I loved music. I had a huge record collection, all independent punk rock records, and so I went down there and just plugged into a guitar amp, a microphone into a guitar amp, and started screaming. But that day, I was just, I don't know, something just took over, and I'm like, I started just directing the whole show. I was like, play something original. I was just more interested in writing a new song, so I got down on the floor and started writing lyrics, and I just had a knack for songwriting, so that was it. The surfing went into the back seat, and I was hooked.
So what comes first for you when you sit down to write? Is it like a hook or a melody, lyrics?
It just happens all different kinds of ways. Sometimes I'll come in with something very clear, like Crazy Bitch was like that, or I just started singing this chorus in my car, and I called Keith and recorded it on his machine, and then I just told him how I wanted it to be very simple and a lot of space and a good groove, and just all came together very quickly. And then other songs take a lot longer, like for instance Envy on the record took a while. I mean, that was like the third chorus that I'd written, and it was I loved everything about the song but the chorus, and then it just all came together at one point when I was just about to just say, fuck it, I don't want to ever hear the song again. So, it happens all different kinds of ways.
So you ever go back and revisit any of the stuff that didn't make the cut?
Sometimes, but, if there's something good there, then I'll work on it. But if there isn't, then just move on.
Makes sense. So what led to your decision to kind of take on the 7 deadly sins theme with Confessions?
I always wanted to. It's something that Keith and I had talked about for a long time. And a lot of bands have done it, and movies. And I just think they're cool, and they're timeless. And for somebody who's struggled with moderation his whole life, like I have, it's a really interesting subject for me.
So, I'm sure that a lot of fans can relate different messages away from that, too. Music has that universal language theme behind it. Have you ever gotten anything totally off the wall that fans have taken away from anything?
I've got a lot of feedback from Sloth. A lot of people have found some sort of comfort in the song, which is, after listening back to the record, I thought, man, this song is like too depressing now. It's like, I don't know if it's going to connect with anybody, and it's connected with a lot of people, and that's really cool.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's got to be surprising. Sometimes I always wonder, like, when bands are crafting an album, if you get a feeling about a certain song that's going to be a single, or, and then the fans totally gravitate towards another one.
Yeah, that happens all the time, and you just never know what people are going to like,
Absolutely.
You have an idea, but you never know.
So, in your opinion, what would be the most misunderstood thing about Buckcherry?
Oh, wow. I don't know, the depth of the band, I think. I think that on a lot of our records, the singles have been the party songs. And, like, if you go back through those records, we only have, like, 1 or 2 songs on the record as a whole that is a party song, a party anthem. So we've got kind of labeled this kind of party, sleazy rock band, and there's a lot more depth to Buckcherry, and the fans that have really gotten past that, and they get into all of our records as a whole, they really get it.
Oh, absolutely. You have songs like Sorry and, what is it, Nothing Left But Tears. I'm getting that right. And I think you're absolutely right. Like, it's, I hate when people will box an artist into a particular thing and then get totally mad when, you try something different or get experimental or something. It's ridiculous.
Right. Well, we're always going to just follow our hearts and do what's right for us,
Absolutely. So you guys have the upcoming MMR barbecue in Philadelphia, a few more festivals. Is there anything else down the line?
Well, we've been on the road since April of 2012, and we've been to Japan twice, Canada, the States, Europe, Australia. So it's just about worldwide domination. It's like we'll be going to South America again and back to the UK and Europe.
So how do the festivals in Europe compare to those here? I always wonder.
It's funny because I was in catering and I'm like, this is like a UK festival because it's always raining and overcast and cold. And that's what this reminds me of today. But just different types of bands, that you wouldn't normally see on a big stage over there compared to America, which is cool.
Absolutely. Is anybody you're looking forward to seeing at any of these upcoming festivals?
Well, the last time we played there, I got to see Judas Priest for the first time, which was amazing. And Whitesnake played, and I loved that because I saw them when I was a kid, and they blew my mind when I was really young. I just thought David Coverdale was just a great singer, and so those are really cool. I don't know who's playing when we're going to be there, but there's always somebody rad. Slipknot is always good.
Absolutely. What's it like for you? You kind of see these artists playing that, you looked up to growing up, and then you have younger bands that look up to you growing up, and, like, what is that situation kind of like mentally?
It's cool, It's nice. It makes you feel like, wow, people are paying attention, and that's what you want. You want to do something that people are going to remember, and that's really the goal.
Absolutely. So I'm sure you guys have embraced social media and all that fun new technology that we have going on now to share music. How has that been a challenge? Or, I'm sure it's been different than what you guys were used to starting out.
Yeah, it was a weird transition because I come from the school where I like there to be a lot of mystery, and all the mystery is gone now. It's like,
rock and roll.
yeah, if you don't like really interact with your fans, then they just go somewhere else where people will, and so that part of it makes me a little sad. But outside of that, it's been really cool. There's other great parts of it. You get to meet really interesting people, and you get to know more about how you're affecting, your audience, and you get a lot closer, and that part's cool. It's just, every now and again you'll get some creepy people, and you're like, all right, this is enough. I got to step back, But for the most part, it's fantastic.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Good questions.
No problem. Thank you.